I don't know how to introduce this guy. I've known Coeur for a long time, and he's just always been an incredible guy. This is a man that understands branding, and so a lot of his videos go, when you see him, you know right away who Coeur is and what he does, and I'm excited to hear what he has to say because he's just brilliant at whatever he does. Thank you. Coeur.
Thanks for coming. I'm excited to be here. Thanks, Nels. I appreciate you, and the Heart of Business is awesome. I love my community. For starters, I was born here. I may not look like it, but I was born here in the Big Blue Hospital in 1981. I'm 36 years old, and I'm doing my thing. I'm trying to better my community and really give relevant, practical, digital advice to companies and small businesses to really deploy and bring relevance to themselves online, because we live in two worlds this time, right? And where we live right now, we no longer live in this room. We live digitally. You're living right now on Facebook. Right now, someone's looking at your profile and they're stalking you, as we call it, right? I always say that doesn't really exist because it's up there for people to look at. It's not really stalking if you make it available, you know what I mean? So when people say I was stalking you, I'm like, no, you weren't. That's there for you to look at. I know what I want you to look at, and that kind of goes with branding. I want to say thank you to Nels. We'll play the video in just a second, but thank you, sir. I really appreciate you. I appreciate all you're doing in the community. You are a staple of this community, and as you guys know, that Nels went through some health scares recently, and look at him. He's freaking running this whole thing. He's doing it, and he almost died. And look at you. Yeah, super grateful for you. And I know you're grateful for all this. I know you're grateful, and you really have a heart of business. Oh, hello? No. Well, you do have a heart for others, and I really appreciate you very much. Yep, I joined his networking group probably 10, 15 years ago, maybe even more, and it was in Calypso's in the room, and I was doing ink and toner sales, trying to sell ink and toner to companies. Didn't work out because all the ink and toner was from China. It never worked, so that company fell. It wasn't my company, but I was an employee of that company. Also, I'd like to say thanks to Bruce Ware. Bruce is in the front. He's my business coach, and I wouldn't even be able to be here in the position that I am and grow to where I've gone without him. I started because I'm rogue, I'm just an entrepreneur who rather do than think. And so when I started, I was all over the place. And I always try to think of how my business was when I met Bruce. It was that I built my business like Jenga. Okay, and then I started to see it grow, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is growing, I'm taking care of people. And that's why it grew, because I care about people, I care about my community, I care about businesses, and I really like digital presence. I like that world. I like the digital world very, very much, because I understand it. I understand what it means, I understand what it is, I understand all of that. So that's why it grew, because I was able to educate people as to how practical it was. But my sustainability was missing. I was really growing something that was unsustainable. I was taking blocks from the bottom, putting them on top. Oh, heck yeah, it's growing, you know? And then it started to topple, and then Bruce came along because I was stressed out of my mind and really not knowing what the hell I was doing in regards to really running a business, because I'm a designer first. I came from design, graphic designer, so I actually know how to do the stuff that I teach. I actually know how to do the things my employees do, except Brian, he's a developer. I will never do that. So I understand my industry at its roots. I can step behind a computer, I can do all the things, and it really sets us apart, so I'm able to advise my staff and advise them on design and things like that. Anyways, so when I got into the entrepreneurial side, the business side, I was all over the place, and I just want to say thanks for coming and supporting me and being here in the front row, and just so I just like to publicly thank the people that helped me, just really, really grateful for this community. What do? I would say that I don't need to look at my notes, but it makes me feel better about myself. We create strategies. I own Seejepp Studio, and I'm downtown Coeur d'Alene on the corner of 5th and Sherman. A lot of you in here are my friends. Some of you are my clients. Some of you I've never met before. And I'm really grateful that you're here. But Seejepp Studio really in the end is a production office, right? We produce and execute digital strategies for our clients. What I do is I'm a consultant and strategist for you, for the small business, for clients, for really any brands. I don't care if you're an influencer on Instagram, if you're a model, if you're an aspiring actress or actor, if you're a Fortune 500 company, or you're a doctor's office, or you're a plumber. I don't care. It's all the same. I can execute and strategize something for you so you'll see ROI and return online. Because I'm going to tell you something. You know, like this is the TV now. Okay? So I don't know what, everybody's from a different generation. Now, when our parents were younger, it was radio, right? It was like, oh yeah, the radio. Yeah, this is cool. This is how you do it. You know, this is how you advertise. This is what you do. And then TV came. And they're like, oh, that's not going to work. That's so stupid. Kids are just watching it all day long, and they don't do anything anymore. And Atari came out. And they're like, oh, they're just playing Atari all day. They're melting their brains. If you sit too close to the TV, then you're going to go blind. You know, it's like all that stuff. You heard it. Well, now I'm hearing the same stuff, but I'm hearing about this because we're here all day long, right? That's where everybody's at. And you know what? We can be upset about it, or we can accept it because it's not going away, period. It's not going away. And if you're a business owner and you're not here, then you're going to lose. You're going to lose. And that's okay. If you're okay with that, that's fine. You know what I mean? Like if you're okay, like just doing it the way you've always done it, keep doing it the way you've always done it. But make sure you have an exit strategy in the next 10 to 15 years. Okay, so like you need to be here. Even Super Bowl commercials come out 15 days before the Super Bowl now, right here on all the platforms. You know what I mean? So when commercials come on TV, where are we? We're here. When we're at a restaurant, where are we? We're here. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to educate and help others to strategize to be here. And if you're the kind of person, what's great for me, I love to be here. I'm fully admittedly addicted to my phone. It's just the way I am, and I can accept it. I'm trying to work through some things, but you know, like that's what I do. So I have a staff that deploys these things and makes sure our clients are there. So you don't have to. So if you're the kind of person that does have a business and you just still hate it, fine, hire us, or hire Jonathan, or hire another digital company. That's completely, hire Tanya, hire whoever to execute your brand online. And then you win. It's a win-win. You don't have to deal with it, and you have someone else to help you with it. So anyways, so yeah, I'm a strategy company. I don't care if a client leaves me when I'm doing SEO and they go to Jonathan, I will team with Jonathan. I will root you on because I don't care about that. I care that the clients and the people that I get to serve really are inspired. I can't motivate you. Motivation comes from within. Motivation is from you. I can never do that. Nobody can motivate anyone. They can only inspire. Okay, so you have to have the motivation, right? Carly, you are an incredibly motivated person. Like your health and like but your motivation inspires others, right? It's like that is my goal in life, and I just do it through this. I do it through digital, and now I get to speak a little bit, and now I get to like really have this part and strategize. So when I sit in a meeting with a client to talk about their digital strategy, what I'm really end up doing is I'm trying to teach them the value. I'm trying to say, this is what you actually need to do to win in this day and age. You have to get your phone out, put it in your face, and shoot a video. And you have to post it on your Facebook. That sounds really easy, the mechanics of it. Hey, I can do it right now. I could take my phone out, turn the video part on, put it in my face, just like this, and I could do a video. And then what I could do right in front of you in a matter of 5 minutes, I could save it, I could go to my Facebook page, I can upload it, I can type whatever message I want to type, and I can hit send. It took me 5 minutes to do that. It would take me 5 minutes. And I could do it every day. If I can just teach my clients and the people around me and just my community and the people I meet to do that, you will win. The reason why you'll win is because you're telling your story. Because people don't want a salesperson. They want you. They want to hear from you. They want to hear why. You know what I mean? Like the how will work out itself, as Bruce tells me. It's the why. Like, get your heart out there. Get your phones in your faces. That's a tool. Facebook's a tool. Snapchat, a tool. They're all tools. We're all tools. No, like it is a tool. Like, let's start treating them as tools and platforms. They're communication tools. That's all they are. Is Facebook any different than Google? Absolutely not. It's the same thing. It's just they just work differently. They have different mechanics, right? They just deliver your message. If you can execute your message through these tools, you should do it. By the way, Josh is vlogging. We vlog every 2 weeks, so that's what he's doing. Hi, Josh. How's it going, man? I'm not going to answer any of your questions yet. I actually want to hear some of your questions before I talk a little bit more about things you came into, thinking, knowing, we're going to talk about branding. And maybe by some magical experience that I'll answer them with things that I have on my card. That's a pretty big risk, isn't it? And then I'm ready to actually answer the questions that aren't there to my very best. And if I don't know, guess what? I will say what? I'll say, I don't know. And we'll work through it together and we'll collaborate because that's what life is about. That's what business is about. That's what being an entrepreneur is about. It's not about me knowing more than you. It's about us working together to solve problems. That is what, like, me and Kelly, like, she's a client, right? And like, we work together through problems. Have we had problems in regards to websites and all this stuff that we're doing? Yeah, we have. It's nobody's fault, but that's a relationship, right? I'm tangenting real quick, but this is where, like, a passion point for me. Like, if I can work with clients and work through it and collaborate together and communicate to bring, like, that solid relationship and make sure it's never can be broken, right? And continue to have that trust, that's business. That's what it's all about. Branding is the foundation. If you could write anything down in your notes, that's like, it's the foundation of everything that's built on. It's where businesses should be built. Your entire business should be built on a brand, period. Digital or not. I do digital, right? If you're not going to be on digital at all, still needs to be built on a brand. But we're going to find out what a brand is. Let's talk about some examples. Like I said, I love analogies. I like explaining things in regards to ways that I can understand them better. A house, right? It's built on a foundation. The brand is the foundation. Without the brand, the house is crap. It could even look nice. Like, it could be the best mansion, best looking house you've ever seen. No foundation, guess how long it's going to last? I don't know. I've never actually lived in one, but I'm sure it's not going to last very long. I think there's like a scripture in the Bible that talks about building your house on the sand, right? So it's like, hello, like, this is biblical. It's like, no, but like, you need to have a foundation. Like, it has to have a foundation. And in branding, your business needs to be built on a foundation. It needs to be built on your business needs to be built on a brand. Another analogy, the pen, but not the ink. Your brand is a pen. Where's a pen? I need a visual. We'll just talk about this red pen. This, what you're looking at, is the brand. The ink inside is the deployment. Okay? You can't. Okay, so if I have a handful of ink with no pen and I try to write with it, it's not going to work, obviously. How are we going to do this? You can finger paint. It's going to look like, it's not going to look good. But if I put it in this and then I write like I did there, I have a message. I'm communicating, right? So your pen, the cavity that the ink goes into, is your brand. That's what a brand is. And that's how it should be built. So now let's talk about the ROI, the return on investment of a brand. Okay, so what is the ROI on a brand? I don't know. I don't know. Either do you. Nobody knows. It's not an ROI measurable. It's immeasurable. You can't measure ROI on a brand because a brand is a foundation. Yeah, tell me how much. Okay, let's go to your house, bulldoze it, and try to sell the foundation for $300,000. Right? But we need to sell it to sell our house for $300,000. We need the foundation. So try to let that stew around in your head. Does that make sense? Like, you can't measure it. So people come in, they want to like talk about like, okay, so you want to brand me, and they're like, how much? What's the ROI? That's a huge question in business, right? I just say I don't know what the ROI is, and we haven't got there yet. ROI is what Jonathan does. It's what he's going to determine. He's going to determine that through reporting, but you can't do anything unless there's a brand. He's jobless. We're all jobless.
Not to interrupt your talk, at least
Yeah.
40% if you don't have a brand determined. At least 40% loss.
Yeah.
Revenue.
And even the long term, it's like you're done, like especially where things are. With these worlds that we live in, you have to create your brand. I don't care if you use me. I don't care if you use a freelance. I don't care if you use your cousin's sister's nephew down in the basement. I don't care who you use to do your brand. You have to do it. Get a logo. You know what? Truly, like we're going to talk about logos and all that kind of stuff, but you can like a solid deployment strategy, a brand strategy. You could kill it with the worst logo. I don't need a nice logo to win. I don't. I like to have one, and I think it adds value. But if I deploy effectively, I can win with it. I can use it. But logos are taste. There's no universal truth to how a logo is. There's no universal truth how a website should look. It's only what I think. I know what converts. I know how people think when they're on a website. I know how they feel and think when they look at your logo and you hand them your business card, so I can add value. But if I had a client that came to me and they said, hey, we want you to deploy a brand strategy with this terrible logo. Because we love it. It happens. Like I think it's terrible. I do. Like there are some logos I'm like, that is the worst logo I've ever seen. But they're grandma made it or something, you know? They embroidered it and they're like, I have to have it. It's funny, like we're gonna go there real quick, but that means something. That's more valuable than rebranding the logo, because it actually, like, there's more heart out of that one. Like the grandma embroidered it for them when they were 3, and this is the logo they want. Okay, I can work with that. The reason I can work with it is because there's love there, there's emotion, there's aesthetic, there's passion, there's like a drive. Does that make sense? That's way more important than a pixel, than a color. That's super important. So I can work with that. So a client comes in, we love our terrible logo. We love our terrible logo. Please do a brand strategy. Absolutely. But I will let them know, like, this logo is not great, and we should probably change it. Are you okay? Usually I say it nicer. Yeah, that was pretty nice, though.
Yeah, that was nice.
But I say things like, are you open to rebranding your logo, to like redoing it? A lot of times they are, and a lot of times they're not. And I can work with whatever, you know? So let's talk about that. Branding is not a logo. That's the next thing. Your logo is not your brand, period. You purchase because of need and value. The logo strengthens the brand. Look, everything you're feeling right now in this talk that I'm doing, like I am sending you out an aesthetic, a feeling, and an emotion. I don't know how you're feeling. I just assume maybe you're feeling good and inspired, I hope, or something, or maybe mad. I don't know. But that's the brand I'm sending out. Like we're branding right now. Seejepp is branding right now. So what is a brand? It's a feeling, it's an aesthetic, and it's an emotion. And you're always doing it. Always. 100% of the time. Carly's videos on Facebook, she's branding all the time. The way she feels, the way she looks, the way she talks, how we feel when we listen to her, how we react. Everything is a part of her brand and how she's communicating it. Do you? That's branding. That is it. Doing you. Just being completely transparent. By the way, I'm not allowed to call myself authentic. I can only call myself transparent. You can call me authentic. That's the difference. So, a logo is an element of your brand. I just want you guys to remember that. What about a website? What about print material? SEO? What about AdWords? What about business cards, colors, fonts? Those are just all elements. They're all elements. They're tools of the brand. They're the tools in the tool belt. Okay? So those are the things that are used to communicate your brand. Those are all those are. Like, I can't wait for people to get this. Like, to get that, like, your brand is lived out every single day. Every little thing matters. So I guess the details. A clean restroom. The one thing that gets me, I have a video on this on YouTube, is how about a locked door and double doors? Double doors, you walk up to double doors like these, but it's pull, and you grab the right one, it's always locked. And the left one always works. Oh my God, I could like That'll get me going every time. Like, oh man. But really, in the end, you're setting a tone. You're setting a tone. Like even though you're cool, you're immediately forgiving to it. You're like, ugh. And then you go in this one, and you walk in. You're not thinking, you're not complaining about it anymore. But there's that subconscious thing, that tone that got set, where you've already experienced a negative thing, right? You're in control. How hard is it? Done. Took me, what was that, 5 seconds? Took me 5 seconds to eliminate that completely. I went into another coffee shop. The handle's been broken for I did a YouTube video on this. I just call y'all out. If you ever, I'll call all your branding stuff out. But there's a handle and it was broken and the screws were, and it was just wiggly. And I remember thinking, gosh, this is a really nice place. I hate that that's like that. And because it's just, and maybe it's just for type A people like me. Maybe I'm the one that gets upset about this. But hey, there's a lot of us out there. And you got to please us too. So, a brand is all in the elements. A brand is what those elements deliver, the aesthetic, the emotion. So what do the elements deliver? That's the brand. A brand can only be established, big one, in caps. See, I wrote it in caps. A brand can only be established with consistency. Consistency. You have to be consistent. You can't create a brand. So if someone comes in and says, I want a brand, I want you to brand me. Okay. And I get them a logo done and a website, and they're like, sweet, I'm done. Not even close, you're done. You ain't even close to being done. Now you have to deploy. And not only that, but you have to deploy consistently, weekly, if not daily. That's what Facebook is for. That's what Instagram is for. That's what Google is for. That's what all of those social media platforms are for. Guys, social media is not for the kids. It's not for millennials. It is not going away. They are platforms for you to communicate your message, period. They are here to make you money. Okay, sure, there's a lot of 16-year-old boys and girls on there talking about Kim Kardashian and what's going on with Kanye. And that's all fun and games, and that's just play. You're a business owner. Use those things. Make some money. That's where people are. You have a product that could get people to convert, get it up there, which some of you do. Those are tools for you to win in business. You have to be committed to your brand. This is your brand. You're an investor, but you're just an investor in your brand. I'm an investor in a lot of brands because I want to see those win, right? But you're an investor. You're a business owner. You're a manager. You want to win. You're an investor. Invest in your business and deploy consistently. We're so lucky that we live in a world that we can do it on this, like a selfie style, and tell our story. And we're so fortunate. I'm so grateful that I get to live today and I get to do that. I get to vlog. Like that camera, where's Josh? Where is he? Oh, Josh. Josh, I'm so grateful. That camera was $600 at one point, right? It's the worst camera. It's a T4i. It's not a great setup. I have a mic on. That's it. And Josh, one of my oldest, my old friends. You know what I mean? This is what it takes. Not much. Get your brother out here, your sister, start filming you. Tell your story. I know there's a lot of nerves involved, but I'm so grateful I can live in a place where I can tell my story. This speech, this content doesn't end when my time is up. It's forever now because I get to document it and I get to put it on social media. And it's for others too. And that makes me happy. You know what I mean? Because I get to do what I love to do wherever I want to do it. And I don't have to just live in Coeur d'Alene. Meaning I can communicate with people anywhere because there are people out there I feel could benefit from what I have. And there are people out there that can benefit from what you have and what you have, what any of us have. You want to make the Cigar Lounge a kick-ass place? It already is one, but how many people don't know about that? Many. Right? So get your phone out and start filming. Get your phone out, start doing Instagram stories. Start doing Snapchat. Start posting Facebook all the time. Do it in landscape mode too, by the way. It's so much better in landscape mode. Landscape mode is sideways. Little tip. It's really important. It's just a pet peeve of mine. But stories and Snapchat, you have to do it this way. It's funny how frustrated I get when they do stories this way. So it's just a weird concept. I'm crazy. You guys, consistency, right? We're talking about consistency, being consistent in your brand. That's what creates trust. Creating a brand is a marathon. It is not a 6-month process of a logo, a website, and some print material. It is a marathon over a countless amount of years. It is investing in a camera person. It's investing in the right tools to accomplish the job and document what you want to document about your life. You guys, it's just all the stuff that we're doing, all the digital platforms, is just communicating from you to the world, period. That's all it is. Reverse engineer it all, that's all it is. It's you communicating. Get your phone out, tell your story about your wonderful, amazing life and your amazing business, because people want to hear from you. People love you. They want to hear from you. They want to convert. They just don't know it yet because you haven't delivered. Maybe you have. I'm just talking to the ones that haven't. The pursuit, by the way, like, when is the goal? What's the goal, right? Is to be happy, right? So what happens when we have accomplished our goals? Hopefully you never accomplish your goals. Hopefully you're always in pursuit. Hopefully you accomplish the goals, but you've overlapped them with new goals, so there's always goals to be accomplished. Does that make sense? Maybe I should rephrase it. Because I've accomplished a lot of goals. I accomplished goals to the point to where I didn't have any more, and I was stupid. Because, like, I'm looking right at my coach. Like, I didn't have any more. And I was like, that's stupid. Those are dumb goals because I should have thought bigger. I got depressed. Not depressed, but I got a little upset, you know? Because I was, like, frustrated. And I still get frustrated. So, look, guys, like, branding is a marathon. Establishing and communicating your brand is a consistent marathon. And it will hopefully never end. I hope I die in discontentment. I hope I die restless and excited and passionate, but also fulfilled in the things that I have done and am doing because I'm hopefully inspiring others to do what they want. You know, I don't have any competition. There's a lot of photographers out there, Tanya, but nobody's a photographer like Tanya because nobody is Tanya. What makes you special is you, not what you do. Ryan Bones, right? He's going to be here later today. He's a chiropractor. The chiropractor on every corner in this town. But nobody does it like Ryan. Period. Because he's Ryan. Right? Nobody does anything like Nils. Like, I could do the same thing that you all do. Maybe we should have Jeff come up here, do an activity where we all do the same thing, but there's going to be uniqueness in every single one of you. Right? Every single one of you are going to do it differently and more special. Hara, she does what I do. But we don't do it the same way at all. I could partner, I could work with her, and I'll never be able to replicate or do anything that she's doing because she's special in her own way, and so am I. Jonathan, SEO. We do SEO, but not like Jonathan because he's special, he's different. He does it differently. There are clients that I can't have that he has because he works so well with them. It's super important for us to know. So put your horse blinders on that I have on, right? Stop worrying about what other people are doing. Focus on how you're adding value in your life. Deploy it, communicate it on your phone through video. Use social media as tools to deploy, and you're going to win. I know that sounds like a lot, but it's really mechanically simple. The only way you're going to do it, though, is practice. And I would suggest and I would encourage you to fail a lot. Don't worry about bad content. Put all the bad content out you want because people will see, they won't care, they'll forgive you. As long as you're being transparent and you're being authentic and you're being real, don't try to sell like, hey, come on down to the chiropractor. You know, it's like, just say something that resembles you. And people will overlook the uhs and the ums. I do uhs and ums all the time, but I don't care. Because that's who I am. If I'm talking to you in real person, like I'm talking to you right now, look, I said real person. Like, I don't care. Because that's real life, and that's what people want to see. I'm trying to work on not saying good. I'm trying to say well when it's, I always say, oh, this was, yeah, like, I don't know. I can't even think of a context. But I don't care. I'm just going to be me, and I'm going to get better where I can get better. And I want to encourage you to do the same thing.